Hey bookfighters, it's Friday, September 17th, and this week I read Mockingjay, which I took the cover off and put it somewhere, and I read Catching Fire. And I got these on Saturday afternoon, and by Sunday night I had finished both of them, and they were absolutely amazing. And I use that phrase very too much. I noticed in my tweets that I respond to everything absolutely amazing, so I'm going to try to stop using that to describe things, but they were brilliant and perfect and amazing. Oh God, I said amazing again. They were gorgeous. No, I have to look up synonyms for amazing because that's the only thing that comes to my mind right now. And I really wish I could talk about the end of this book, but I can't talk about the end of this book because Lauren hasn't read it. So today I want to talk about why The Hunger Games is told so well. And so I think most of us, and I know I did, I read The Hunger Games in about a total of 30 hours probably, or less than that. And it's really special for a book to just draw in the reader like that and make them just forget everything else around them and focus on the world inside the book. I love Harry Potter. Harry Potter is my favorite series in the world, but I can still put it down for at least an hour or so to eat or sleep or do something that is a biological need. With this book, I cannot do that. I had to be reading it non-stop. I ate haphazardly, reading still, and it's really special for a book to do that. And even though I read Catching Fire and Mockingjay this week, knowing anything is a spoiler, so I'm just going to start off with the first paragraph of the first book, The Hunger Games. When I wake up, the other side of the bed is cold, my fingers stretch out, seeking Prim's warmth, but finding only the rough canvas cover of the mattress. She must have had bad dreams, and climbed in with our mother. Of course she did. This is the day of the reaping. So I think two things in the book really made it unputdownable. I think that should be a word, unputdownable. That's definitely in my vocabulary now. But the first thing that made it unputdownable is Katniss's thought process, because as it's in first person, we can really see her thoughts. It instantly gets you involved with the character and with the plot in the book, and it makes you care instantly. And another thing was that Katniss asked a lot of questions, and the questions that were meant for the reader to have the reader think about these certain things happening in the book. And I'm not going to give you any examples of questions because that would be a spoiler instantly. Oh, I wish I could. Lauren, read the books. Oh. Well, they're very important questions, and they're very important things in the plot to think about, and I thought that was amazing. And the plot itself was, I wish I could give spoilers. Oh my God, I just need to stop talking about the series now before I say something. I finished those books of the week on Sunday, and I had Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday to read. So I started this book, A Countess Below Stairs. Really what got me looking at it was the cover, because it's one of those covers like the girls, and they don't have the eyes. And I call these Mona Lisa covers because because the girl always has this kind of half smile, and it's kind of like a I have a secret smile, and I love that because secrets always lead to mischief in a book, and books need mischief to make them amazing. She's a refugee from the Russian Revolution, and she goes to be a maid in England and falls in love with the Count. And I'm going to tell you, I'm going to finish this book, but only out of spite, and it's not going to be a priority for me. Let me read you a few quotes from the beginning of the book. This is about the main character. If ever there was such a thing as natural goodness, it existed in this child. And then on page 30, we see a description of a guy that the main character thinks looks good. And she says, the powerful arch of his gluteus maximus. beautiful arch of his gluteus maximus. Oh my god. A few pages later, we see another description of the main character. Your aura is one of the purest and most beautiful I've ever seen, especially the orange. Only, it isn't so much orange as flame, a very gentle flame, like candlelight, like starlight even. I don't want a perfect main character in the beginning of the book. I mean, a perfect main character at the end of the book sucks. Let alone at the beginning. I hate this character. I hate her already because he's perfect and nobody wants to be around a perfect person. And so she smiled at him. Into him, he could have said, managing to combine the look of a baby monkey, rendered ecstatic by the unsolicited gift of his sudden with that of a guardian angel receiving uplifting tidings about the fate of man. Oh, here's one. She's very like the ballet, said Rupert gravely. How is that something to be said gravely? She died, he said gravely, but not very like the ballet. And here's a 7-year-old's description of her brother's new friend. He's made a new friend this term who seems to be a paragon of all the virtues. That's what I'm looking for in my friends. Paragon of all the virtues. And so that's like page 100, and I had to take a break from the book. As for an update on Let's Beat the Pirate, I'm still on page 200 of this book. One of my main priorities is to finish it this weekend, and I'll spend at least a couple of hours doing that. Also, next week, I was going to read The Forest of Hands and Teeth, which is a zombie book, but then I had a horrible nightmare about zombies last night, and it was one of those nightmares where I had to like check and make sure I wasn't still in the world when I woke up. It was terrifying. It was shaking, so I'm not going to read the zombie book this week. I'm not going to do that to myself. And instead, I'm going to read Sense and Sensibility and Sea Monsters. I'm very excited for it because it has pictures. Love a book with pictures. It just makes them so much more awesome. So questions. I don't know why I said it like that. So Katie's question from Saturday was about brothers and sisters, and I have one sister, and she is 25 and lives like 4 hours away, and she actually visited today, which is why I'm making the video so late, because when I was supposed to record it, she came, and I was like, I have to talk to my sister, so here's her, because I got her to make a video. Don't know how long the video is. Okay, we don't have like a prim Katniss relationship. She's my half sister, so she lived with her mom earlier, and her name's Megan Ragsdale, because she got married and doesn't have the same last name as me anymore. So she lived with her mom when she was younger and when I was younger, and there's also like a 9-year age difference. But we didn't really have a close relationship when I was young, and we really started having a close relationship when I was like 13. So we have more.
Want us to say hi? Is that good?
Than like a protector and protectee. So. And then Sarah's question about learning more from people we agree with or disagree with. And I'm a very stubborn person, so when I get an idea in my head, it stays. Even when I don't believe in it anymore, I still fight for the idea. And so both actually really help me learn, because when I argue with somebody, during the argument that I'm disagreeing with them, I am completely arguing for my point. And afterwards, because I can't admit defeat during the argument, but afterwards I think, well, that point was valid. And that really helps. But then also when people agree with me, learning better reasons to be for my point really helps a lot. And since Katie and Sarah didn't suggest punishments, I will hold off on the punishments until next week. But I promise I will do them and they'll be awesome. Dan, I will see you on Monday and have a good weekend, you guys.